Low inventory has led to bidding wars and multiple offers in the hot housing market. Sales are up almost 16% according to the National Association of Realtors. Here with advice before you list your home is luxury realtor Lauren Levins, who's in Atlanta, where about a third of the homes are selling above the asking price. And I know this very well, Lauren. Good morning. Welcome to Start Your Day. Cynthia and I are looking for a new house. We've been talking about buying a new house, and then we saw the prices and we say, we're going to wait a minute. When's the last time you saw the market this hot? For sellers, that is.
I don't think any realtor has ever seen the market this hot. It is bananas. It is really the wild, wild west.
So when a homeowner does decide, go ahead, Mike, because you're the one in the market.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, the same thing. So if I want to sell my house now, not just to buy, I want to sell my house. It's time to sell this house. How do I determine? I know you got to do your comps and things like that because I've sold a couple of homes before. But how do I determine what's the best asking price, the one that's going to come in where I can actually start a bidding war possibly?
Well, that's where the appraisal is really important, and you really don't have to want to start a bidding war. It's going to happen automatically because the inventory is so low. So at this point, it's all about the appraisal and what the appraisal tells both the realtor and the owners what the property would sell for.
So then how do you guard against it? Because, I'm sure you're aware, of course you are, and we've done the stories, Black-owned homes, once again, we're being systematically cheated. They're being appraised for less. What should you do if you believe your home is undervalued? Because the bank's not going to give somebody a loan for more than a home is appraised for, right?
Right. So no, banks will not fund a home purchase for for more than what the actual property appraises for. So if you don't have that backing from the lender, then of course you have to come up with the extra cash in order to be competitive, which is what's happening with a lot of home buyers who have to have finance and they don't have the cash up front. And so they're losing out on a lot of bidding wars because of things like the properties are being priced at a higher price point than what you are able to actually afford and what the lender will back you for. So one thing that you want to pay attention to if you feel as though your property is being appraised for a lower amount is you have to stand your ground, and you have to have a realtor who you have actual really good connection with. Like it's the most valuable part of the process because they're going to be the coach of the entire process. They have to actually help you stand your ground in a situation like your home is not being appraised for the value that you know it is. If the comps say there is a way for the realtor to go in and to really support you on making sure that we get that value for you.
Lauren, when you said initially that you don't think that there's been a time where realtors have seen the market this hot, being greedy, I've got some investment properties and I've talked to other people who do as well. Is there more room here, more price additions, if you will, that you can get more money if you wait? Or could you lose out if you don't cash in now?
Honestly, you could lose out if you don't cash in from either side. So from the seller side, it is predicted by the National Association of Realtors and according to additional analysts that the actual market will continue to get better for sellers and more expensive for buyers. So they do not see any type of decrease on the horizon because typically in a healthy market, you have 6 months worth of reserves in terms of properties to be purchased. We don't have that.
Yeah.
And the ability to catch up to that, especially with lumber being as high as it is extremely difficult. And so with that being said, home buyers can expect in 2022 to not see a difference or a decrease in the affordability of homes, but instead it's going to increase. And on top of that, the interest rates are predicted to increase. You know, if you look at this time last year, the average median sales price in Atlanta was almost $100,000 less than what it is now. We are at the
Wow.
average
Whew.
median sales price is $390,000, which is, you know, for most
Wow.
people, that's almost a luxury, depending on, you know, what your economic
Yeah.
status is. And so, to think that if you continue to wait as a home buyer that it's going to get better, you may be waiting 2 to 5 years in all honesty before you
Mm.
actually start to see a shift possibly. And then if you are a seller, well, this is prime time for you. But the biggest concern for a lot of sellers is, if I sell my house, then where am I moving to? If they can't find a house
Yeah,
to live
we've
in
heard
because
that.
they don't want me to sell my house, then where am I moving to? Well, that's when you
Yeah.
partner with a realtor like myself who is NOC certified, and my NOC certification offers me the ability to aid my sellers with being able to go and purchase their new home without even having to worry about how they are going to maintain both mortgages if in the event their home does not sell, which we know in this market their home is definitely going to sell. But it's still definitely a challenge, for a lot of sellers to be able to find somewhere to move to, which again is why a lot of them are not shifting out of their homes as quickly, especially the already existing homes. But you have some who are going to want to downsize as sellers. So that can be an advantage to them because then they wouldn't necessarily be looking for a single family home. And so it just kind of depends on what the seller's looking for, how it can work to their advantage to go ahead and place their property on the market.
Yeah.
And then it also looks, you know, it depends on what the home buyer is looking for, if as in terms of what inventory is actually available to them.
Yeah, I know people who want to cash in,
Yes.
sell their home. They can't even get an apartment. They said, whoa,
Yeah.
all the apartments are gone.
Yeah.
So what you're talking about is real, and we are here to educate people. I may have just found my next realtor right there. I think I like you.
Yes.
You're very knowledgeable.
She's in Atlanta.
Very
Yeah, we're about to buy
knowledgeable.
houses.
Hey, let's do
Yeah.
this thing because I love real estate. And we're going to have tips every Wednesday in the 8 o'clock hour right here on Start Your Day because it is that important. Again, this is how you build, if everything works out the way it's supposed to, that generational wealth. Laura Levins, thank you so much for starting your day with us. We do appreciate you, and call me. Girl, call me.
Absolutely.
Deals to be had. That's what I heard,
Pleasure.
Mike. I don't know what you and Cynthia doing, but I think I heard what I needed to hear. We're right back. Much more Start Your Day when we come back.
Same here.